Hello and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Got another one from Civivi today, and this one is new for 2025, end of May. I just received it today, and I'm pretty excited. This one is going to be the Civivi, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Triptych. And this, from what I understand, should still be available on Civivi's website as well as possibly Amazon. We'll take a look at that later. And I'll also put, if it's available, a affiliate link down below in the description if you want to check out yourself. Anyway, let's get this out of the box. Got your typical Civivi pouch, which is awesome. We have our stickers, which is, what do we have here? We have a Vision, Damascus, and our Civivi sticker. Product use and warranty information. And we've got a microfiber cleaning cloth, as well as a little mini catalog. We'll put all this stuff back in. I'll leave the cloth out because I like to use those. Then what we have left in here is the triptych itself. All right, let's get this out of the bag. This one has a closed length of just under 4 inches, 3.96 inches. Has an overall length of 6.93 inches. Thumb studs. Is a button lock, plunger style button lock. And the blade length on this one is 2.97 inches. Now, the blade material is 14C 28N steel. My favorite steel for knives of this price point. And what I mean by this price point is on Civivi's website, it's currently going for about $76. I'm not sure exactly yet what this one is going on or going for on Amazon. This does have, in this case, ivory G10 handles. You have a, what appears to be a reversible pocket clip. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, thumb studs for deployment, as well as the button lock. Really smooth and fast operation with that blade. Let's take a look and see how that looks closed. Just like every other Civivi I've had before, perfectly centered in there. Got some jimping on the back of the blade. Oh, and you do also have a rear flipper. Okay, let's take a closer look at that blade. Now, on this side, I'm not seeing any markings whatsoever. Pretty clean blade. And on the other side, I'm not really seeing anything either. Oh, nope, hold on a second. Okay, right at the very, let's see if I can get closer. Yeah, right at the very edge of that handle. You can see there, it appears we just have the marking for the type of steel, which is 14C28N. And then that is it in terms of markings on that blade. And with it extended, I'm not getting any blade movement whatsoever. Nothing up or down, nothing side to side. That's a very solid lockup. Fucking phone. That is a very solid lockup. No movement. Civivi's button locks have always been pretty excellent, in my opinion. Smooth and reliable lockup. Very snappy. Very quick. Especially with those thumb studs. Focus. There we go. Anyway, what we've got is a compound blade. And you can see it's a hollow ground towards the body of the blade, or at the body of the blade, the belly. And that makes the belly nice and super slicey. The front of the blade, you can see the division there, is flat ground. And what that does is it provides a good deal of support to the point for like, so you got a reinforced point for thrusting. And it's slightly, I don't know what they call this cut on the back. But it's like a bevel on the back, some jimping right behind the thumb studs. And you've got a pretty decent finger choil allowing me to choke up. I can get like the tip of my finger and I can choke up on that blade for more detailed cutting. A lot better control of any cutting that I want to do. On the grip itself, I easily get a full gorilla grip on the handle. The scales of the G10 are like a lot of the scales, the G10 scales I get on Civivis. They're not super rough. However, they're nice and grippy. I don't feel like, even with a little sweat on my hand, I don't feel like that's going to slip out anywhere. And the pocket clip itself doesn't feel like it's really in the way of anything. I mean, I can feel it back there, but it's got a little hot point from the tip of the pocket clip, but I don't really see it affecting me unless you're doing like a whole lot of cutting, like a long session of cardboard cutting. But in everyday use, in my everyday use, I doubt I'd really find that to be an issue or irritation or anything like that. Again, nice solid button lock. Really quick and smooth deployment. Full liners. And let's see how this one cuts. All right. Right out of the box, bites immediately into the paper. And I'm just letting that blade do all the work. That edge feels super sharp. Now I'm trying to do this relatively perpendicular to, in other words, I'm trying not to give it the easiest time to get through the paper. But it does not seem to matter. That is one sharp blade out of the box. Really nice. Civivi's always been exceptionally good with their quality control anytime I've received a new Civivi. I've even received used Civivis that were immaculate. But a beautiful offering. My first Civivi with a ivory colored handle. I'm really enjoying the look of that. Beautiful, beautiful knife. And the cool thing about this is because the blade is under 3 inches and I live in an area where blade length is restricted. Excuse me. Because I live in an area where blade length is restricted, this shouldn't give me any issues with carrying unless I go into an area where the blade length is even more restrictive, but I tend to avoid those areas if at all possible. So this will become, or this will get a place in my daily rotation, and I'll get a chance to see how this feels and carries on the real world. Again, very smooth operation, even with that flipper. Really like this. One more time, this is the Civivi Triptych with the flipper and thumb stud button lock. Again, this was a new one for the very end of May of 2025. I did say they were available on Civivi's website. Let's take a look at Amazon's website and see what they have for this one. So yeah, you have like total of 4 options for this one, with totally blacked out, the blue micarta, the ivory, which I have here, and then a wood handled version, which does look really, really pretty. That very well could be my next one to get. I really do like the wood offerings from Civivi. To me, they look absolutely gorgeous. So when I pre-ordered this knife, they didn't have, or I didn't see that version available. But in the future, I think I might pick up that wood one. But very interesting blade with a compound blade. My first compound bladed knife from Civivi, and very beautiful knife. Very comfortable to hold. I look forward to carrying this one. Anyway, that's it for this one. If you liked what you saw, please drop a like down below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified of any future videos as soon as they drop. Thanks again for all your support, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.